Today's recipe is greeny green brinjal. For that, our main ingredient is green brinjal, and the green brinjal you see here is fresh green brinjals from our garden. So now let's move on to the process of making our greeny green brinjal. For that, we need to cut our brinjals. So here I'm taking a brinjal and I'm going to cut this into four. So here I've also taken water because brinjal has a tendency that once we cut the brinjal, it changes its color. So for that not to happen, here I'm taking water so that we can add the chopped pieces. Immediately after chopping, you need to add the pieces into water. For that, here I've taken water. Now let's remove the crown part of our brinjal, and first let's cut it into two and then another half, so that totally we make it into four. So one brinjal we are cutting into four, and immediately after chopping the pieces, let's directly add that into water so that it doesn't change its color. So we have to repeat this for our rest of our brinjals. We have to cut it into four in the same way and add it into the water. While chopping the brinjal, please make sure that if there is any impurities or dirt in the brinjal, make sure that you remove it and then add it into water. Now we have finished chopping all our brinjals, and we have chopped them in long pieces, and we have added them in water so that they don't change their color. If the brinjal you have is in the smaller size, you need to cut it into four, not completely into four, but a slight partial cut, and soak it in water. Now let's move on to the next process. Here I've taken a kadai and I've switched on the flame and placed it on a pan. Now into this let's add 1/4 teaspoon of methi seeds, and let's fry it nicely, and then we can add a jeera. Now here our methi seeds are fried well. Let's add 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. Let's sort it well. Now into this let's add 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds, and let's fry till our sesame seeds start to pop. Till then let's fry them. So here I've transferred our roasted sesame seeds into a plate. Into the same kadai let's add half cup of peanuts, and let's roast them well. We have to roast the peanuts on low flame. Only then will the interior of our peanuts will get cooked. So let's roast it on low flame. Now here our peanuts are roasted well. Now let's switch off the flame and let's rest it for cooling down. We have to also cool down our methi seeds, sesame seeds and cumin seeds. And once our groundnuts and all our seeds, when they are cooled down, we have to grind it into the form of powder. Into the same kadai, let's add 1 tablespoon of oil. Let's wait till our oil is heated. Now here our oil is heated. Now into this let's add 2 medium-sized onions chopped into small pieces, and let's fry them well. We have to fry our onions till they turn to nice golden brown color. Till then we have to fry our onions. Now here our onions have started to change their color slightly. Now into this let's add green chilies. In this recipe we'll not be adding chili powder, so let's add a green chilies. Green chilies should be added based on your preference of spiciness. So here now we have to fry our onions till they change to nice golden brown color. In this process our green chilies also will be fried and get cooked. Now here our onions as well as our green chilies, they are fried well. Now let's switch off the flame and rest it for cooling down, and after that we have to grind it into the form of a paste. Now here I've taken a mixer jar, and by the time our fried onions and green chilies cool down, let's add our roasted peanuts which we have kept aside for cooling down earlier, and it's cooled down well. Now let's add them into a mixer jar, and after roasting I've removed the skin of the peanuts. If you preferred the peanuts along with the skin, you can add them along with the skin. And after adding our peanuts in the mixer jar, we have to also add our roasted methi seeds, cumin seeds and sesame seeds. Now let's add our seeds mixture. Now let's close the lid and grind it into the form of a powder. So here now we have grinded all our dry ingredients into the form of a powder, as you can see here. Now let's keep it aside, and then let's take our fried onions and green chilies and make it into a form of paste. Now let's take a mixer jar, and now into this let's add our fried onions as well as our green chilies, and they are cooled down. So now let's add them into the mixer jar, and along with our onions and green chilies I'm adding 1/4 cup of coconut. And now let's add all these into our mixer jar and grind it in the form of a paste. Now let's add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Let's add 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. Let's add 1/4 cup of curd into our mixer jar. Let's add salt as per taste, and now let's close the lid and grind it to the form of a nice paste. Into that same kadai, let's add some oil. Here I'm adding a little bit extra oils for frying our chopped brinjal. So we need to fry our chopped brinjals well. Let's wait till our oil is heated and then let's add a chopped brinjal. So now here our oil is heated, let's add our chopped brinjal. Let's drop one by one slowly into our heated oil and let's fry them well. So for this recipe, if you use green brinjals, they'll be more tastier. So if the green brinjals are not available, you can use the ordinary brinjal also, that is the brinjal which is in purple color. You can use those brinjals too and they'll be also going well. But if you use these green brinjals for this recipe, they'll be tasting even more delicious. And we need to fry our brinjals slightly, not too much, because we need to add our peanut and seeds mixture and our onion paste into it. So let's fry till the color of our brinjal skin changes. Now let's close the lid and cook this for 2 minutes. Then our brinjals will be cooked faster. Now let's open the lid. So here our brinjals, the color is faded. And when our brinjals come to this form, we have to add our onion paste. Now let's add our onion, green chili and coconut paste into our brinjals and let's saute it well. Now here we have added our paste, let's mix them well. Let's add our roasted dry ingredients powder, that is peanuts, roasted sesame seeds, menthe seeds and cumin seeds into it. So let's add our roasted dry ingredients powder. Let's add a little bit of salt and let's mix them well all together. So this is a very tasty recipe because we're adding our roasted peanuts, menthe seeds, cumin seeds, sesame seeds in the form of a powder, and then we are roasting our onions and then we are making it a form of paste and adding into this recipe. All these add a very great flavor to our greeny green brinjal recipe. Do try this recipe. Let's turn the flame to medium flame and cook it lightly. So here, if you feel that the curry is getting thickened or tighter, you can add a little bit of water. So here I can see that my gravy is getting tighter, so I'm going to add a little bit of water. So let's take the jar into which we pasted our onions. Let's add a little bit of water in that and let's add that water into this and let's mix it well. Now let's cook this on medium flame. Already our brinjal and everything, they're cooked, so it doesn't take much time. So it takes a little time. Let's cook this on medium flame. We have to cook this till the water we've added earlier, till it becomes a little dry. Not too much, but little dry. Till then we have to cook it. So in between, please open the lid and keep stirring so that the gravy doesn't stick to the bottom of the vessel. So let's close the lid. Now let's open the lid and now let's give it a nice stir. So since we have added coconut into this, there are chances of our curry getting stuck at the bottom. So please keep stirring in between. So here our curry is almost done and I'm getting a yummy aroma. Now let's close the lid and cook this for 1 more minute. 1 minute is done. Let's open the lid. So now you can see that the oil is floating on top and our yummy greeny green brinjal is ready. Let's garnish this with some coriander leaves. So let's garnish our curry with few coriander leaves. So now here our yummy, tasty, greeny green brinjal is ready and you can see that there's a nice color and it's really yum and I'm getting a very delicious aroma over here. Into this, we are not adding any extra spices or red chili powder. We have just added green chilies for the spiciness, and it's really tasty, and it goes well with rice, naan, chapati, and also do try this yummy recipe. Now let's transfer this into a serving bowl. So now here our greeny green brinjal is ready. Let's transfer this into a serving bowl. So do try this yummy recipe and do let me know your suggestions through comment box. Like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming up with variety videos. Till then, stay tuned to my channel.